Hello everyone. Today I will be talking about Amazon Document DB. The two sections that I'm going to cover in this video is Amazon Document DB user interface and second, launching an EC2 instance. So let's get started. I will navigate to the AWS Management Console. I will go to Services and under Databases, I will click on Amazon Document DB. As we can see, there are many sections under this pane of Amazon Document DB. The first one is clusters. A cluster is nothing but a logical group of services and tasks. We can create multiple clusters in Amazon Document DB. I will go ahead and click on Create. I will select DBR for large as the instance class and 1 as the number of instances. I will specify the master username as instance1 and specify the password. I will again type the password to confirm and click on Create Cluster. As we can see, the cluster is being creating over here. If I navigate to the Instances tab, we can see that an instance is already being created here without even actually creating it. This is because whenever we create a cluster in Amazon Document DB, an instance has been created by default under that cluster. If I go to snapshots, snapshots is nothing but saving a copy or clicking a picture of the cluster and storing it here. Next is subnet groups. Subnet groups is usually a group of IP addresses having a range. By default, AWS console has its own default subnet group. Let's move on to parameter groups. Parameter groups is actually a location wherein all the configuration values of the Amazon Document DB can be modified. So I will go ahead and create a parameter group. I will specify the name as new parameter and state the description as creating new parameter. I will click on create. As we can see, the parameter is listed here. I will click on new parameter. So we can modify the values of the specific sections like audit logs, TLS, TTL monitor. So I will click on TLS, for example. I will click on edit. I will change the value from enable to disable and click on modify cluster parameter. And now we can see that the value is changed from enable to disabled. Next is events. What are events? Events are nothing but the set of activities that we have recently performed. The event section gives us information about the different instances along with the timestamps, as you can see here. Now let's move to the second section, that is launching an EC2 instance. I will navigate to the Services tab and click on EC2. So let's first understand what's an EC2. EC2 instance is nothing but a virtual server which is used to connect to Amazon Document DB. Right now, there is no feasibility to connect to Amazon Document DB directly from a laptop or a computer as a public endpoint. Hence, it is very important to have an EC2, or we can say that EC2 instance is a very vital feature of Amazon Document DB, wherein we can establish connection between public endpoints and Amazon Document DB. So I will go ahead and create an EC2 instance. I will click on the launch instance. and select the first option, that is Amazon Linux 2 AMI, from the options shown below. So I will click on select. As we can see, there are various instance types. I would go ahead with T2.micro as it is a free tier. I will click on review and launch. Now on this page, we can see that the instance that we have selected, which is T2.micro, has occupied 1 CPU and 1 GB of memory. This section tells us about the security groups. Over here, the security group assigned to this instance is Launch Wizard 10. We can also create security groups having inbound and outbound rules wherein we can allow traffics to pass. I will not create a security group right now and I will proceed with the launch. This dialog box allows us to download a key that is required while logging into the EC2 instance. It is with an extension .pem. So I will click on the drop down and create a new key pair. I will name the key pair as Neha key and I will click on download key pair. I will click on launch instances. On this page, I will scroll down and click on view instances. As we can see here, the instance is getting created and is in a pending state. This takes a few minutes to be up and running. As we can see that the server is now up and running, I will click on the instance and we can note that the most important information here is the public DNS, that is the IPv4 configuration of the server, and there is also a IP address attached to that server. The other configuration information that we can see is the region in which the instance is being created and the security groups attached to this instance. We have the Actions tab over here where we have options to work on this instance. I will click on the Actions tab, go in the instance state, and I will click on Stop to stop the instance. I will click on Yes, Stop. I will refresh the page. We can see that the service is stopped. Now I will go ahead and right click on the instance state and click on terminate, and we will terminate the instance. It will start the shutting down. So we have successfully been able to launch an EC2 instance and terminate the same. I hope you guys must have understood the video. That's all for this video. Thank you.